And we're live once again. Yeah, I really haven't planned what to do. Just as last stream. Man. What a time to be alive. I honestly have no idea what's going on. Like, I suddenly got this headache and it's kind of been staying for quite some time. It's a little better now. Have a cup of coffee. Just making it a little better. It's also close to 1 a.m. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Now, yesterday I didn't stream. There's a little bit of a story behind that. You see, yesterday I had a haircut. So I had to get up at noon to drive over there. It might not sound like might sound really late, like get up to noon, like what? But I work shifts, and I need to keep my sleep schedule kind of on the night side, because this weekend I'm working like 12-hour night shifts, which if I don't keep the sleep schedule over on the night side, so I'm awake during the night and sleep during the day, that's gonna be really hard. I kind of gotta prepare, and well, there's no real reason for me. I don't see a reason to just like switch back to normal and then go back to like night. I don't know. So I figured, like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed at like 3-4 a.m. And I did. I couldn't sleep. And my arms felt like weird. Felt like you know, if you've been sleeping on your arms, and you know, your arms get all numb and you start feeling this prickling thing, and it felt like that, but I hadn't been sleeping on my arms. It was just like that. So I just got up and was like, fuck, is this gonna stop? Do I go to sleep? So I sat up till like 7 a.m. And this thing stopped by then, but it was like several hours where this was going on. It was just this prickling in my arms. So yeah, got 5 hours of sleep. 5 hours of sleep. Then got the haircut. Got home, and yeah, I did nothing yesterday. It was just like dead. Like, yeah. All I really did was sit around and watch YouTube videos all day. Because I was just out of it, completely out of it. It's like, no way I could stream. It's crazy. Just, yeah. Man, oh man. Today I've been a little bit more productive though. I've got an EP for a different project. I mastered it this weekend, and today I made an album cover for it. I'm not great at that stuff. I've used to commission a guy on Fiverr, but he doesn't do commissions anymore. So it's like, man, fuck. So I just started looking through Fiverr, and I spent like 2 hours just looking on Fiverr, seeing like what's going on here. Are there anyone here who kind of fits the sort of style and vibe that I'm going for? And there was no one. Not a single one. So I resorted to sort of make it myself. This is something I haven't done in, well, a year. Like the first James Blue album, I did the cover art for that myself. And it's I don't know. Let's see if I'll get it here. Where is it, man? It is. Should it? Come on, open up. Boom. Let's see. Can I show this? Hello. How are you? Let's see. Boom. Yes, I can show this. So this little thing. This little thing I made. Well, this is the second album, which I commissioned someone else to do. And like the difference, like I'm not great at doing these things. This is amazing. It's just when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So actually, speaking of these things, this one, Volume 1, that's coming on Spotify and iTunes and all the places. What was it? I think the distributor said the release date would be like the 7th of June. Like, it's pretty long. They have to go through it manually and do all that stuff. Coordinate with all the different streaming services and get all that stuff set up. And I actually made a little bit of a change to the application today, because they had this thing called what's it called? Sync licensing. I read a little bit about it. I still have no idea what it is. It said something about collecting revenue from like YouTube stuff and Facebook and TikTok and all that. And initially, like when I looked it up, it sounded kind of similar to Creative Commons, but not quite. So I kind of picked it, and well, today I've been worrying about this for, well, ever since I submitted the thing. Like if this was going to be a problem, if people like the music that I make here is, people can use it. That's why I make it, right? So people can use it in their streams, they can use it in the videos, free of charge. You just use it and credit me, and we're good. I don't want to give people like a content ID thing or anything, like by mistake. That'd be shitty marketing. Like marketing my stuff like royalty free and Creative Commons music, and then just copyright IDing people. that'd be really bad. So I'm going to do that. Well, I opted out of the sync licensing because I realized that was pretty much the opposite of what I wanted. Now, this one is going to come a little bit later. I'm going to need to reprint all of these songs, every single one of them, because for some reason the what you call it, distributor, they didn't want WAV files, and they wanted 44.1K. It's just like, why not 48? Why not? Yeah, why not WAV? It's like weird. So I had to print out all the masters again in 44.1 and in FLAC. I gotta do that for all these, and it's a lot of work getting things setting. And just like I've gotten so spoiled by being signed to record labels, because they just do that shit for you. It's like, poof, there you go, there you go. It's oof, oof. Yeah, the next album is coming along though. Let's see. Just check here. Well, sorry. Poof. Sorry is how far I've gotten. I got 6 songs so far. Don't worry about these. It's just full starts and weird shit. But these 6 songs are for the next album. I don't know if I'll do 10 or 12 tracks just yet. We'll see. Because the next album is going to be strictly like lo-fi, and then probably going to do. I kind of want to do a drum and bass one, or possibly a synthwave one afterwards. That would be cool. I'm thinking 2 albums a year is a good thing, just like good pace for releases. Because I don't get tired of the old background music. At least now it's good to have 22 tracks in my background music that I can just shuffle between. I don't get too sick of it. So that's, yeah. That's coming. And also, let me go here to, shit. The searching is, not the best. Just getting up James Blunt. Let's see. Let me show off the new stuff. My channel. Poof. So this is the new channel, James Blue Music. I kind of wanted to separate the channels. Because it was getting pretty crowded on the main channel. It's getting, it's just getting really crowded. And I kind of wanted to have like, okay, here's all the music, here's all the streaming things, you know. So it's not just all just there. It's gonna be a nightmare for people to find anything. So I've got the first one up. Second one is coming soon-ish. Gotta get the stuff. Oh, Because I didn't want a static image, right? Didn't want a static image. So I have this this thing, got some particle effects, got this. I think I also did I. No, I did not add any like peak effects to it. But yeah, that's something I'm working on. So yeah. I guess that's a good start. Let's see. We could do some WikiHow stuff again. That was kind of cool. Explore. We're gonna go back into relationships. Or perhaps, let's see, do I have anything else cool here? Boom. So we did that one, and we did that one. So let's just look around. Look around. Get to know a guy. You know a guy? I know a guy. Find people for free. What? Find people for free. Let's look for. Give a guy space. How to treat your girlfriend like a celebrity? Holy shit. How to maintain a relationship with an extrovert. I mean, let's look at that. Let's look at that. It can be difficult to find a balance with an extroverted partner, especially if you are more introverted. Preferences can differ considerably and cause tension in your relationship. Alright. Engage in open and honest communication. That's good. It's important. That's some good shit. Be honest about how much time you want to spend together, when you want to be close, and when you like to be alone. Tell your partners. Oh, god damn it! God damn it! My cat's so going crazy. Shit. Be right back. Gotta see what the cat wants. I'm back. I have returned. The cat wants to go inside. Know your social limits. Cool. Make compromises. Alright. Handling conflicts differently. Recognize. Extroverts might tend to avoid the process. Talk about how you. Oh my god, there's a lot of conflict. Consider if you have a relationship issue. Alright, let's talk to a therapist. Adjust your habits. Go to low-key places. Ask for time to prepare. Find humor. Be willing to leave your shell. Oh, that was actually some good advice there. What the fuck? That's illegal, WikiHow. Let's see. Do we have like a random? I want to find the crazy ones. This one perhaps? Ty Dimple. Fuck. Defeat. Oh yes, here it is. Yes. Yes. How to defeat your enemies. Whew. In life, we develop friends, but we can also develop enemies. Sometimes they're bullies, and other times they turn out to be the people closest to you. By knowing how to interact and handle these people in your life, you can move on without living in fear. Figure out what kind of enemy you're dealing with. Not all enemies are created equal. Depending on who your enemy is and the nature of your relationship, you need to learn more about how they work before you can learn to defeat them. There's some crazy shit. Nemesis is Nemesis? Is that how you say it? Nemesis are like the opposite version of you. You'll find nemesis at work, at school, and in other situations where you're paired with like-minded similar people. Everything tells you that you should be friends with your nemesis. You've got similar interests, goals, and hobbies, but you just don't get along. Your nemesis is the oil to your water. You know, mix. Frenemies are friends that you don't like. Don't ever be friends with your enemy, not even frenemies. But when you're hanging out, she doesn't ever stop bragging. Frenemies are irritating, toxic, and a real downer. Enemies are tough, from the classroom to the workplace. Enemies are serious threats to your ability to get through the day. An enemy is someone who thinks you're taking their popularity, so they hate you and always win at everything. What the fuck is going on here? What? Keep your enemy close. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Oh. The old adage is true. Yeah, if you keep your friends close, keep your enemy closer. If you want to vanquish your enemy, you gotta learn how they win at everything. Do they win at everything though? That means talking with your enemy, watching your enemy, and learning everything you can about the way your enemy thinks. Many bullies, frenemies, and other kinds of enemies operate from a place of jealousy. Often, enemies will pick on things that they have an anxiety about in their own life. If you're being picked on about one thing, it might be because your enemy has anxiety about the same thing. Or they just want to be mean and embarrass you. Enemies also hate the people they view as threats. In the workplace or at competitive schools, anytime competition is involved, enemies will seek to eliminate you from winning. That means you're in a bad position. I mean, they could just be really competitive people though. Like, a bunch of them that are just very competitive. They're like nice people. Then when it comes to competition, they get really like into it. So, you know, be careful about that. Observe your enemy. Yeah, I'm observing a guy, man. Analyzing the way your enemy antagonizes you will help. I mean, this guy isn't even looking at you. What the fuck? Who does your enemy associate with? What are your enemy's interests? What does your enemy want? Learn what motivates your enemy and what your enemy is struggling with on a personal level. What is your enemy's home life like? Where does your enemy come from? Do some research to find answers to these questions. Oh my god, this is fucking insane. Find your enemy's weakness. Every enemy has a weakness, no matter how strong they seem when they're putting you on their heels. Finding that weakness will be essential to planning your revenge, getting your enemy humiliated. Oh boy, this is proper... What the fuck? Revenge? Humiliation? What? This is crazy. Hubris. Just like in ancient Greek stories, excessive pride can lead to the downfall of many enemies. If you got a braggy, boastful enemy, being put in a position of embarrassment will be devastating for this enemy. Good revenge might mean setting your enemy up for some public embarrassment or failure. Confidence. Many bullies are really just big babies who have no self-confidence or belief in their own abilities. Lots of bullies are really just looking for some companionship and friends because they feel undervalued and unloved. These types of bullies might respond better to a kinder tactic. Yeah. They're like got no self-confidence and just feeling unloved, and you're just like humiliating them. What the fuck? Competitiveness. Many enemies are hyper-competitive jerks who have allowed their love of winning to overcome their considerations, like human decency and kindness. Learning to disengage and freeze these enemies out is the best way of handling them and disarming their ability to torment you. If you don't play, they can't win. Alright, getting back at your enemy. Tell your enemy to stop antagonizing me. Stop antagonizing me! If someone is bothering you and you want them to stop, there's a super simple way of handling them. Tell them stuff that you have... What? Tell them stuff that you have new. If someone is getting in your face with antagonizing or bullying behavior, put your hand out like crossing guard in the stop motion. Take a deep breath in calm, even voice. Say something like, "Stop! I need you to stop right now!" That's not a calm voice, but If telling a bully to stop doesn't get him out of your face, continue repeating the phrase, stop! 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 If they fail to get a rise out of you, most bullies won't be entertained enough to keep on with it. After failing enough times to provoke you, most bullies might just leave you alone. If a bully escalates things after you tell them to stop, it is not appropriate to tell someone, a teacher, parent, or superior in the office. Get someone else on your side. Go straight to HR. Avoid your enemy as much as possible. The best way to defeat an enemy is to get them out of your life completely. Avoid enemies as much as possible to disarm them and steal their ability to offend, torment, and irritate you. If you're struggling with a bully, use your observational skills to steer clear of their haunts and spend time in other places. Don't give them the opportunity to antagonize you. If you've got to see your enemy on a regular basis, like at school or work, and you're forced to interact with them, your job will be tougher, but not impossible. The best way to avoid these enemies is to avoid listening to them. Put in earbuds when your enemy is spouting off in school, so you won't have to listen to it. Show up right before the bell rings in class and sit on the opposite side of the classroom. It'll be like they're not even there. Ugh. Play it cool. Just play it cool. Play it cool, man. When your enemy confronts you, the best tactic is to turn into the Iceman. I am the Iceman. Play it cool, real cool. Don't get upset or try to argue back when your enemy launches into irritating bullying behavior. Just look at them like you would an irritating swarm of ants or your cat's puke. Oh. Oh. A minor inconvenience, but those are the most embarrassing. Man, I'm mincing my words up here. The minor inconveniences are the most annoying ones. Emotional reactions are like water for the plants of enemies. Withhold it and they die. I want to kill people? You crazy? You crazy? Even if you do react, make it cool and calm, never angry. Practice picturing your enemy doing something ridiculous, like singing opera or wrestling with an octopus when they're confronting you. Don't listen to the toxic spew coming out of your enemy's mouth. Practice reciting a mantra anytime. Yes, going on into just like Zen mode every time you start talking. It's like, your shirt looks ridiculous. Where were we? So, the mantra, yes, focusing hard on replacing the words you hear with something positive. Your favorite song lyrics. I don't know about that. A poem or a prayer might be an appropriate little passage to memorize for these occasions. Freeze out your enemy. The cold shoulder can be a powerful and effective tool in fighting enemies. Bullies, frenemies, and nemesis all want attention. They want an audience and will pick on people to help lift themselves and stand out above the crowd. The best way to disarm them oh my god. I'm messing up all my words. Ignoring them entirely. When your enemy comes around, literally act as if nothing were happening. No sound, no other person present. Give them absolutely no reaction whatsoever. Even if your enemy is standing 2 feet away from you, shouting your name, just ignore them and talk to a friend as if nothing were happening. Find safety in a group. There's an old adage about enemies that's true. The enemy of your enemy is your friend. It is likely that your enemies will alienate more people than you. Find other people to bond with over your mutual distrust of a common enemy. Then plot revenge! Revenge! Bullies will most often pick on individuals who they think is a threat at beating them. If you got a cadre of good buds to hang out with, though, you can deflect a single bully easily by turning the numbers back on them. Prank your enemy. I don't know. Seemed like a bad idea. Under certain circumstances, a proper prank might be the best way to get back at your enemy. This is especially true with particularly prideful or egotistical enemies, who might do well to get knocked down a peg or two. Some common enemy revenging pranks might include hacking into your enemy's email to send compromising listserv messages that will embarrass. What the fuck? You're a hacker now? Hacking into their email? What? What the fuck? It's like, what? That's extreme. That's crazy. Order something embarrassing to have delivered to your enemy at the office. A big box of pro wrestling magazines or adult diaper catalogs. Are there catalogs for that? Or strange and exotic pornography to the workplace. That might cause quite a few problems. Make sure to have it delivered to the building, not your office suite, so that the delivery person will have to wander around to all the offices and find your dormant personally. Go crude. Poop in the paperback on your enemy's doorstep. Ah! Jolly Ranchers in the shower faucet. An upper decker in the toilet tank. You be the judge of how far is too far. I think all of those are too far. It's like hacking into shit, sending pornography to your workplace, pooping in a paper bag outside the door. That's fucking crazy. Don't do any of those. WikiHow, what the fuck are you doing? To move on. The best revenge, living well. The best way to get a bully out of your life is to move past it and put them in the rear window. Ignore your bully, freeze out your enemy, and get on with your life. If your enemy sees that they were unable to make a significant effect on your life, all the power will be taken out of their immature attempts to get your goat. That goat? Trying to get my goat? Hack into their email. Defending yourself. Don't look for a fight, but learn how to defend yourself if necessary. You should never let your enemy provoke you into physical altercation, but some enemies are set in their ways and force your hand. You'll be able to be much more confident in your ability to move through your day-to-day if you know you'll be able to handle any situation that arises. Don't move around in fear, get prepared. Right. Learn to throw a punch. Okay, so we're gonna learn how to throw a punch. Make a fist by wrapping your fingers into your hand firmly, but not so tight you cut off the circulation. Wrap your thumb around the bottom of your knuckles, not around your index finger, and what? Not around your index finger and not inside your fingers. All right. Extend the middle knuckle of your middle finger slightly. This is where your fist should make contact, not your big knuckle where your fingers connect to your hands. Punch in a straight line, keeping your elbows in and throwing linear punches, not big circular haymakers. There's a lot more power in a straight jab than a big swing. Aim for the nose, the neck, or the stomach. Punching someone in the jaw, cheek, or forehead will end up hurting you more. Aim for soft spots and swing hard. Calm down there, WikiHow. Learn to play defense. Keeping a good defensive position is just as important as throwing a solid punch, if not more important. Remember, it's not a Rocky movie. A couple of solid punches into your kisser and you're going to be on the ground, which is exactly where you don't want to be. Hold your fists loosely formed up near your face and shift your weight so your shoulder and hip on your dominant side are pointed at your opponent. Don't square up to your opponent, but turn to one side to make a smaller target. Keep your hands up near your chin and the side of your head at all times when you're not swinging. Alright, move. This is like a whole lesson inside the how to defeat your enemies. This one sure went from 1 to 100 though. Starting with, yeah, just avoid your enemy. It's just like, hacks the email account, shit on their Porsche, and then let it go into a self-defense thing. Holy shit. Move forward, not back. As you punch, go straight in towards your opponent, holding your defensive posture, and make it your goal to knock them down. The best way to do this is to look as big as possible and advance. Don't let yourself get pushed back. While it may seem unbelievable and will go against your natural instinct, it's much safer and less painful to move into punches instead of backing away from them. Keep moving forward and getting your enemy to retreat, rather than stepping back. If you have to take a hit, meeting it halfway before it's reached its full power will hurt less than at the apex of the swing, where you're more likely to get knocked down. Move forward and you'll get your enemy to shift back. Oh my god! Keep moving. Stick and move, say the boxers. If you find yourself in a fight, don't just stand there lead-footed unless you want to get your block knocked off. Stand on the balls of your feet, bouncing slightly and moving your head back and forth, as if you were dodging a pesky bee flying at you through the air. Make your head a moving target and you'll be tough to hit. Stay on. How much detail do you... What the fuck? It's like crazy detail. Try not to fall down under any circumstances, or take the fight to the ground. Standing up for yourself with a quick fist fight is sometimes the best way to deal with a tough situation. Oh, the background music. There we go. If your enemy pushes you into it, but a fight that ends up wrestling around the ground is dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. If you knock your opponent down, back off, say this is over and walk away. You've proven your point. You're just gonna show your back to your enemy? After you shit on their porch and beat them down? What? Just gonna show your back to them? Look for the quickest way to escape. End the fight as quickly as possible while looking for an exit. If you knock your opponent down with a well-timed punch, don't give them an opportunity to get madder and come up swinging. Just say, look, I'm done with this. I don't want to fight you. You started this. And I'm finishing it. Then make a quick exit and go out on a high note. With any luck, your enemy should be vanquished. Again, fights should be always the last resort dealing with your enemy and should be avoided at all costs. That was kind of crazy. That one was really crazy. So I would know how to deal with enemies. You should avoid them, put in earbuds when they're talking, should shit on their porch and beat the shit out of them. Oh my god. WikiHow. How do you do it? It's crazy. Murderer. Oh my god. Act like a dominatrix. There you go. Be manly. Let's get fit. That's the first one. Get fit. Manly men don't have to look like Conan the Barbarian. But they do need to take care of their bodies. I mean, that's not... What? That's not like a manly thing, though. That's just like a people thing. Right? Lift weights. Manly men are aware of the image they project. If you have high body fat, consider dieting. I feel like this is just... I feel like this is just a person thing, though. Just like, yeah, be healthy. Yeah. Be healthy. It's a man thing. It's a manly thing. Being healthy. Relish responsibility. Real men don't run from challenges or try to shirk? The fuck does that mean? Shirk their obligations. Rather, they take pride in being reliable and responsible. If other people feel like they can trust you, you'll quickly learn to trust yourself, which will bring increased confidence. Responsibility comes in many forms, depending on the roles you take on. There are just a few aspects of life that might require you to take on some new responsibility. If you're a husband or a father, become a leader in your family, take an active role in child raising and child raising. sounds like the motorsport thing. And balance the household budget, for instance. If you're a boyfriend, be a mature, reliable one. Plan dates and outings without being asked. Be emotionally available for your significant other when he needs it. Alright. If you have a career, commit yourself to it. Take on challenging projects, even if it occasionally means staying late or working overtime. Be the one person your boss can trust. You'll earn much respect, and also job security. Emulate manly role models who excel in their careers and home life, whether they're familiar friends or famous heroes. Iron Man. Be a sexual dynamo. Oh. Just starting lewd real quick here. What you got? What you got? Sexual dynamo. Now for the fun stuff. Manly men are sexually confident. They know they're the most attractive person in the room, so they don't make idiots of themselves trying too hard. Instead, they coolly and confidently approach people they find attractive and allow their charming, friendly personality to naturally steer conversations toward flirtation. Manly men are direct about what they want, but they're not boorish or arrogant. They like to have fun, but they always remember that their sexual prospects are human beings with their own needs and wants. And it's true. If you're single, work on your sexual confidence. Try to be dominant in your flirtatious conversations in the bedroom. Don't get emotionally invested in relationships that don't exist yet. If you're inexperienced, begin simply by getting out more. Yes, talk to attractive people you meet without fear. If there's mutual attraction, you might hit it up. And if not, you'll still get better at talking confidently. Man. I should do streams earlier in the day. Because now my mouth is making all these weird shapes. I'm stumbling over my words. Oh my god. Apply these principles to any committed relationship you find yourself in. Keep your confidence around your wife or girlfriend or husband or boyfriend. Surprise her by seducing her and you'd seduce someone you're meeting with. Okay. Improve your emotional health. That's the big one. That's the big one. Emotional health for men. Man. It's not great, isn't it? It's not great. A common misconception is that manly men have no emotions other than anger. Nothing could be further from the truth. Manly men experience a full spectrum of emotions. Joy, sadness, regret, contentment, and every shade in between. However, a man never loses control of his emotions. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? He never allows himself to get so angry that he does something stupid. Again, are you sure? He never allows himself to get so sad that he ignores his responsibilities. He does what he needs to do to ensure he's emotionally ready to take charge of his life. Honestly critique your emotional state. Do you experience certain emotions illogically? Tackle your weaknesses head on. Talk to friends or a counselor to put your emotional state in a new perspective. Men and women both experience clinical depression, but depressed men are more likely to commit suicide. Depression can also lead men to neglect their family and career. If you are depressed, seek medical help. It's not manly to pretend nothing is wrong. That went dark super quickly. Super dark! Oh god, let's move past that. Sharpen your intellects. Manly men aren't just sexy, strong brutes. They're clever as well. Don't have to be book smart, but they do have to be open to learning throughout their whole life. Like we're doing now. A manly man has an opinion about almost everything, but his opinions won't be well informed if he's not open to learning. Whatever your level of education, be as smart as you can be. It'll help you negotiate business deals, diffuse arguments at home, make better decisions, and most importantly, live a full, well-rounded life. Take up a hobby. It's never too late to learn a musical instrument or a new language, or perhaps become a VTuber. A manly VTuber. Join the debate team. Absolutely not. Never. Learning how to effectively argue is an important skill in almost all aspects of life. You know, I'd rather just discuss things and talk about things rather than arguing. Take classes at your local community college. You'll find new passions. If you're even proven wrong about something, admit it and move on. You gain nothing by obstinately refusing to change your mind. Develop rewarding interpersonal relationships. Manly men should be confident on their own, but they shouldn't be loners. Cultivating an active social life is great for your career aspirations. Networking is a great way to get job referrals. But it's also a great way to meet single people, plus it's just plain fun. Get out there and meet people today. It sounds like an ad. sounds like a fucking ad. Seek leadership roles in organizations. You'll meet plenty of people and earn their respect. Join sports teams. Sports are a great way to improve your social life and your health at the same time. Yeah, I'm not into sports. It's too competitive for me. Save your tenderest, most intimate emotions for your relationships, but be a rock on whom the more emotional can lean on. Be distinct. Manly men may prize certain people as role models, but they aspire to be no one but themselves. Be unique. Don't buy into fads or trends. Cultivate your own style and you'll never be mistaken for anyone else. The way you dress, speak, and carry yourself make lasting impressions on people. Make sure it's an unforgettable one. That's a good tip. Never agree with someone just to fit in. Real men are self-assured, comfortable, respectfully disagreeing with others when it's needed. Do things you like to do, without considering what all the other people might think. Do you like knitting, for instance? Then work at becoming the world's manliest knitter. You know, I watched it's a little bit of a tangent here. I watched the what they're called, Trash Tates. Watched the podcast with Ladybeard. It's like, what a crazy cool person. It's just like super cool guy in a dress. It's like super brave, super cool. Kind of want to be like that guy. I guess that's against this, but he's at least very distinct. You don't forget him. Stay at your physical peak. Don't rest on your laurels. Continue to work out every day, even if it's just to maintain the progress you've already made. A strong, healthy body makes every other aspect of life easier. You'll have more energy to work, play, and love like a man. Enjoy your new strength and athleticism, but don't let it get to your head. Don't boast or show off unless it's in good humor. Doing so is a sign of desperation for others. Approval, not of confidence. Pay attention to what you put into your body. Count your calories, and avoid unhealthy foods. Count calories. I've never counted calories before. I just have a balanced diet. Just eat balanced. and try to follow like the government's health thingy, the health tips. Where it's just like a third of it to a third. I think it's just like, no, is it? It's like a diagram where half the plate should be greens, a fourth should be like potatoes or rice or whatever, and a fourth should be like meat or fish or chicken or whatever. So I just follow that advice. Foster your curiosity. Could not agree more. Stubborn, close-mindedness often get mistaken for manliness. In fact, it's far manlier to actively seek out new experiences. If you can't strive for personal growth, you'll never step out of your comfort zone. Always try new things, provided you do so safely. It will broaden your horizons. You'll begin to learn what you like and what you don't like. You'll discover skills you didn't know you had. You'll be more interesting to your friends and sexier to women. Be open to relationships with new kinds of people. Talk to everyone. You might find people with different perspectives on life. Can inform you their own opinions. Take on new responsibilities at work and at home, even if, for instance, you discover that they're not the best at paying your household's bills. You'll learn the process, which is a gift in itself. Man, this is a long one. It's a long one. Challenge yourself every day. Manly isn't an easy thing to be. It's a quality marked by hard work and struggle. Teddy Roosevelt, one of the manliest men to ever live, had to work hard for years to overcome his poor health and achieve manliness. By overcoming obstacles, you move closer to the manly ideal. Tackle life's difficulties head on. Often, the biggest challenges can come with the day-in, day-out grinds of sustaining a career and a home life. In this case, the challenge might be something as simple as going to bed earlier so you can wake up and take your child to school. Just because these challenges aren't glamorous doesn't mean they're not hard. Seek new challenges out. If your career and home life aren't challenging, make new challenges for yourself. Sign up for a marathon. Sign up for a marathon? That seems like a lot of work. Sure, challenge, but what? You're gonna have to train for like, I don't know. I didn't even know. How long does people like exercise for and train for a marathon? Like half a year? A year? That's quite the commitment. Enjoy competition. You're not only the only manly man in the world. Eventually, you'll find yourself in competition with someone who's also confident, strong, and self-assured. Give it all you got. A genuine competition is a great chance to test the manly skills you've worked hard to develop. Even if you don't win, you'll learn, and you'll be better prepared to succeed next time you find yourself locking horns with another alpha male. If you win, be a gracious winner. Shake his hand, look him in the eye, and never gloat. Reflect on the qualities you possess that led you to victory, as well as the ones that made victory more difficult. If you lose like a man. Never give up before the competition is over, even if your odds seem slim. Don't whine or make excuse for yourself. Instead, try to find out why you lost, so that you can devote extra practice to those areas. Above all, be the best man you can be in every aspect of your life. No man is perfect. Even the manliest men make mistakes and experience great difficulty. Adversary is no reason to quit. Strive for the confident, strong, manly ideal, even when it eludes you. Remember, no one is born manly. It is something that must be eked out through hard work, struggle, and sacrifice. When in doubt, remember that some of the manliest people ever had their own periods of darkness. Here are just a few examples. Mr. T had a very rough life before he found fame. Raised in one of Chicago's roughest housing project and expelled from college after only 1 year. He worked as a bouncer and bodyguard for years before landing his first film role. John Wayne, once the epitome of American masculinity, struggled through 3 marriages and a cigarette addiction that gave him cancer. Still, he kept his manliness to the end. Long before he was Rocky, Sylvester Stallone was a desperate, struggling young actor. For 3 weeks, he was homeless, sleeping in the New York Port Authority bus station until he got his first starring role in a porno. He didn't become well known until years later. Treat women with respect. Whether you're dating a woman or not, you should treat her like a gentleman would. This doesn't mean subscribing to outdated ideas of chivalry, for instance, pushing in her chair for her. Rather, it means that you should extend her the respect and goodwill you would give a serious colleague. Listen to her when she talks, respect her opinions, even if you disagree with them. Most importantly, treat her like an equal. She is. Yeah, I mean, that goes for all people, though. Treat everyone with respect. Like decent human respect. Like the respect that lies in the ground. The groundwork. No need to handle women with kid gloves. Many women love raunchy humor as much as men do. Making jokes, even lewd ones, with women isn't treating them disrespectfully. It's showing that you consider her enough of an equal to let your emotional guard down. Get a sense of a woman's personality first, then, if she seems game, joke away. Yeah. Like, yeah, let's get into the next one. I don't want to get into that whole story. On the other hand, avoid the use of gendered insults like bitch, even if you're just joking. It's easy to make a bad habit of using those words, and even easier to have your intentions be misunderstood. Manly men don't hurt people's feelings on the basis of their gender. Never, ever commit an act of violence against a woman. Don't commit any acts of violence. Don't be violent. It's one of the least manly things you can do. And that, of course, does not mean that you'll have to allow a woman or anyone else to be violent, abusive, or disrespectful towards you or anyone. Strength and violence are different things. Stop and abuse is a must, but does not necessarily need violence. Use your brain power instead. Whoa. Treat men with respect as well. It's easy to respect your guy friends. It's much harder to respect the creep in the office who always breathes over your shoulder. What the fuck? Get off my shoulder, Larry! Get off my shoulder! Stop breathing on my shoulder! A manly man does both. Manly men never bully or humiliate people. They also avoid participating in gossip. Anything you would scold your son for doing on the playground, you should avoid doing in the adult world. Many times, annoying men won't even know they're annoying. If someone at the office has really bad breath, take them aside and quietly recommend some breath mints. Don't tease them in front of everyone at lunch. There's no reason to make someone suffer for something they're unaware of. Life will sometimes require you to compete with other men. Compete as hard as you can, but remember that these men aren't evil just because they're in competition with you. They deserve your respect even if you work against them. But we just learned about enemies though. Be ambitious but not greedy. Pursue excellence in your career and enjoy the rewards that you earn through your hard work. But never compromise your integrity or your family life for material wealth. The happiness you get from money is a fraction compared to what a happy home and family can offer. Act ethically in all your business dealings. Be competitive, but don't be a backstabber. A manly man never throws someone else under the bus for his own advancement. Be honorable at work. Being honorable at work is its own reward. Co-workers and supervisors will notice your hard work. You'll earn the respect of your workplace and, more importantly, job security. Keep talking about job security. Job security. Whew. Seek out new responsibilities at work, but don't become so invested in your career that you neglect yourself or your family. If taking on a new duty means you won't be able to see your children before they go to sleep, pass it up. Be a family man. This is the last one. Your family should come first, before your career and even before yourself. This responsibility becomes even bigger if you have children. Make sure you spend time with your family, even if you're already working very hard. They'll return your love. Take your children to visit their grandparents, spend an occasional weekend at the beach, attend your children's sports games and school plays. The time you spend fostering love in your family is the time you'll remember most fondly in your old age. A survey of over 1,000 UK parents showed that they overwhelmingly valued time with their family over material wealth. If given the chance between working the whole weekend to put money away for a new car or spending a weekend with your family, opt for one that will make you happier. I agree with that. And that seems like a good place to end this stream. Short stream, but hopefully I'll be feeling better tomorrow. And we can have a more high energy stream. Perhaps we'll get back into Minecraft. Keep working with that. We'll see. Yeah, and with that,